Hey everybody, it's Pastor Hugo. Thanks for watching the video today. Thanks for listening to the words, and thanks for being part of our Chosen series. We're in Judges chapter 4 and 5 today, and the chosen person of God that we're looking at is Deborah. Deborah. You probably no doubt noticed that that is a lady's name. Yeah, Deborah is a woman. When we think of the heroes of our faith, particularly in the Old Testament, we tend to think of men, Abraham and Moses and Noah and Isaac and Jacob and Joseph. But there are a lot of key women that play a key role in God's kingdom in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. We've already seen Miriam, the sister of Moses, who's used by God to kind of call Moses out about his marriage. Then later in the book of Proverbs, we'll find out that the mother of King Lemuel was also called a prophetess. Lemuel's the one that wrote some of that great stuff in Proverbs 31 about a woman of noble character. We also have a lady named Huldah who had to rebuke the people and stand up for King Josiah. Isaiah's wife is called a prophetess in chapter 8. When we get to the New Testament, we see Anna, the elderly widow in the temple, who's called a prophetess. We see the daughters of Philip prophesying. We hear Paul talk to the church at Corinth about the women who were prophesying in the church. And so these women play a key role in God's kingdom and in advancing and protecting God's kingdom. But let's look at Deborah today. Deborah's a judge. We're told she'd sit under the tree and people would come to her, and she would make judgment. She would offer advice. She would settle disputes. That's what judges did. She was a lady who was wise, a lady with the gift of discernment. But she was also a lady God used to get the leaders of Israel moving. There was a military leader named Barak, and God had apparently appeared to him and given him a plan to go and fight these Canaanite people, but he didn't do it. He just sat there, he waited, and it took Deborah, calling him out and saying to him, "Has not the Lord, the God of Israel, commanded you, go gather your men at Mount Tabor and go fight this battle, go win this battle." And then Barak tells Deborah, he says, "I'll go, but only if you go with me." And Deborah says, "I'll go with you, but God is not going to give you glory in this. That glory is going to go to a woman, to another lady. And it wouldn't be Deborah. It would be a lady named Jael, who in great courage takes on Sisera, the general of the Canaanite army, and does away with him, drives a spike through his head in a rather violent encounter. This reading today sounds more like a modern-day action-adventure movie with probably an R rating than it does a biblical account. But it is a biblical account, and it revolves around God using Deborah to get the leadership of Israel going, to get them doing what God wants them to do. We saw Miriam do the same thing. Huldah will do the same thing under King Josiah, that God uses these godly women to get the people doing what they're supposed to be doing. So let me talk to the men for a minute. God used a woman to get Barak, the general, to do what he was supposed to be doing. God used Huldah. God used Miriam to get the Moses to do what he was supposed to be doing. So when you get that advice from the woman in your life, asking you to do something, remember, those may be words coming from God. God often uses women when the men are sitting and not doing what God wants them to be doing. So be listening for those words, God's chosen people, and have a great day. See you next week. Bye-bye.